Welcome to this episode of my Women Empowerment Wednesday show. My name is Jessica DSB. Enjoy this episode.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Women Empowerment Wednesday. Welcome to all of you that are joining live. If you are joining on replay, let us know. Let us know in the comments. I'll post everything. So just before I get into it, my name is Jessica. For those that are just joining this week, I am a proud single mom. I'm a coach, best-selling international author, an entrepreneur, and a passionate world traveler. I'm super excited to be with all of you today. So what I've been doing is since April 1st, I've been doing this Women Empowerment Wednesday show where every week we have conversations on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And these conversations are empowering, touching, and inspiring. And every week, we have a special guest joining us. So I'm super excited to welcome this week's guest. And before I do that, I want to remind you that all my videos, I share them on my private page on Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB. So add yourself to that group. It's a private group. I'll add you. So join the page and you'll see all that's coming and you'll see all the past videos as well. This is video, I think, work 17. Oh my God, it's so exciting. And this week, I posted a contest yesterday. So we have, I think, 214 members now. Once we hit 365 members, so invite everybody, I am giving away a book. 365 Empowering Stories. This is the book that I'm co-authored inside of it. So I will draw this book once we hit the 365 members on the group. Invite. Yay! All right, my special guest of this week, Miss Randi Goodman. There's so much I want to share about this lady. She is not one-time Best International Seller author, 8 times. Oh my God, 8 times. Not 1, 2, 3, 8 times. She is an event producer and much more. And she shared something very empowering, what she shared. And I want to share that with you. With trust, integrity, a vast network, and I'll share a bit more about that, dedication, Randi will assist you and guide you every step of the way through a purchase and the sale of, most important, sale of your life, and that's your home. So I'm super excited that she shares more about that. Welcome, Randi. Let me hear a little bit more about who you are. Yay!
First of all, thank you so much, Jessica, for having me on. I am so truly honored to be on your show and to be able to share with people. You are an inspiration. You are a motivator. You have such a fabulous energy about you. It's just awesome. And I know you just lift up everybody around you. So thank you for doing this show, and thank you for being who you are. You're absolutely beautiful inside and out. So thank you.
Thank you. Right back at you. So I'm sure a lot of people that are going to be watching the show don't know much about you. And I want to quickly share how we got to know each other. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful because I was in a moment of my life where I was like, I want more. I don't know how. And, and I got my best friend to invite me to this event in Toronto. I live in Montreal. I'm like, Tara, I can't be there. I work that day, right? And well, believe it or not, that day I was scheduled to work to Toronto and I was the whole day there. So we were able to go to your Empowering Women to Succeed conference. And what a blessing, because so many things happened after that, from having my own coach that I met there, from my mentor, from my online business, for co-authoring, like so many things derailed from that event. So I'm truly grateful, truly grateful for it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming. That's awesome. And I am just so honored that it had such an impact on you. You know, you don't get to hear these stories a lot, right? You don't hear them, and you do what you do, and you just hope you're making an impact. So when you actually get to hear a story, it just makes you feel so, like, it's, to me, it's my mental income. I love it. Like, it just makes me feel good that I know what I'm doing is the right thing and that it had an impact on somebody. And so I'm very grateful that you're actually sharing that. So thank you.
Thank you. Huge impact, huge impact. So let me hear from you a little bit more of who you are.
So in what direction do you want me to go?
Whatever you want to share. I know you're a mom of 4 boys, right?
I am. I'm a mom of 4 boys. They're 20 to 25, so 4 and 4.5 years. So it was never a dull day, that's for sure. We used to have a lineup of diapers. It was hilarious. But I've been divorced and separated for 12 years now, and you know, very amicable though. And what else? So I did years and years of charity galas. Like, giving back was always something that I was passionate about, even as a kid. And I also have my 2nd degree black belt. Of course, through the years of business, became an 8-time #1 international best-selling author. 6 of the compilations were ours, and 2 of them are outside ones with Brian Tracy. And I ran a manufacturing company when I was 22 years old, you know, and ran it in 4-inch heels and little mini skirts. So it was pretty hilarious. But love business. I'm a 4th level CMA, which means I didn't finish. Had 3 more credits to go, and they changed all these rules, and I went, forget it. And my husband at the time wasn't that happy about it, but it's okay. And I kept, you know, a couple side businesses going while I was at home raising my children for like 15 years, and just to keep my brain going. And yeah, I didn't care if they made any money or anything. It just kept my brain in business. And then when I separated, it was, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I mean, we always invested in real estate right from my 20s. But I didn't know what I was going to do because I hadn't been in the workforce. I hadn't, you know, done anything in that capacity. Of course, I had done all these events and whatnot, and tons of other things, but didn't value any of it, right? And through my networking, met amazing people, met somebody who taught me that I did have value. And, you know, so we're still friends today. And then I had to kind of go on a journey of figuring out what I want to do. So I loved events. I had done so many private events and the charity events. I loved business, obviously. And so it was just kind of natural that I fell into doing these trade shows and conferences, and it just kept growing and building from there. To be what it is today. So now we have, I mean, I've been doing it for 12 years, but we're celebrating, or we're supposed to celebrate in March, the 10th anniversary Toronto Women's Expo. So we keep delaying, postponing until we can actually have it live. And what else? And I just love what I do. So, you know, being able to help other people in real estate was just one of those other natural progressions, because I've been investing for so long. I loved it and bought and sold our own for so many years as well. And now I get to help other people. So.
Yay, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy you're with me today. Let me just do a few shout outs to Alain Rochelot. Hello, Alain. Irving. Hi, Irving. And Anne. Hello, Anne. Thank you all for watching. Reminder, if you're watching live, type live in the comments. Share what you love, what you're hearing. Share with me what you'd like to hear in the next coming weeks. And if you're going to be watching this replay, type replay. I want to know who's watching and who watched later on, okay? So thank you all for watching. I'm super excited. So what we talked about, I think it was yesterday or a day ago, is how we go through difficulties in our lives, and we sometimes tell ourselves that I can't do this business, or I'm not valuable enough, right? Is that what we talked about?
Yes, yes.
That direction.
That self-sabotage talk, right? And I think we all do it.
We all do it. Oh my God.
Yes.
So share a little bit more on that, what we talked about yesterday, because it's so powerful.
You know what? People will talk down to themselves. They'll say negative things that pop into your head. You don't say it out loud necessarily, but it pops into your head, all these negative things, and you kind of stop yourself from accomplishing goals that you want to achieve. So, direct me in the way that you want to go, Jessica.
Did it happen to you in your life where there's some goals that you wanted to achieve, but you let that self-talk get you in the way?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I touched on it. So when I separated, it was like, I didn't think I had any value. I didn't think I had anything to offer. And, like I said, that friend of mine who helped, he just kind of said, what are you talking about? You have all these experiences. You had 4 kids that were identified. You had to go through all kinds of therapies and behaviorists and all sorts of things. There's tons that you learn there. Like we don't value the experiences that we had in our lives. I ran a manufacturing company. I got my second degree black belt. I did years of charity galas and worked as a team. Like, you're building all kinds of skills and talents and experience when you have life experiences, and people don't value those as skills that they can help other people with, right? And they just don't see that. And sometimes it takes somebody on the outside to look in and say, hey, wait a minute, but you've done all these things. And there's so many other things, whether they're negative experiences or positive experiences, all your life experiences brought you to where you are today, right? Yeah. They make you who you are. So, just having those experiences and valuing that you've had them and not taking them as, oh, woe is me, I had this horrible experience, but if you actually look back at things, and you'll see even the terrible experiences you've had in your life, something good always seems to come out of it. And it's unfortunate that it has to happen that way, but it happens that way. It happens, you learn something from it, or something great happened right afterwards, or, there's always something, and you don't see it at the moment, but you see it afterwards. Maybe you lost this wonderful job, or you lost a human being, or, something horrific happened. What happened after that, right? What was the result, or what happened because you had that experience? Did it cause you to be an advocate for something? Did it cause you to, there's so many things that could happen. I'm so sorry, but my battery's going, my wire's over here. I'm grabbing it.
Oh, good. I'll take advantage.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that my computer wasn't plugged in. So sorry, guys.
All good. This is really raw. This is what this show is about. It's perfect.
It happens.
I love what you shared, because I'm sure it resonates with a lot of people, and we will all agree that every human being on this planet will go through tough times. Absolutely. It's inevitable. Like, we will go through tough times, right? Yes. And it's how you go through that tough time, or how you get out of that tough times. I always say the storm doesn't last, right? It eventually goes away. So how are you after that storm? So I love that you're sharing that. Let me just do a few more shout outs to the amazing people watching. Judy, hi, that's Tara's mom. Shout out to my best friend, Naila. Hello, Naila. Carlos, hello, Carlos. Everybody, thank you all for watching. I love this conversation. I absolutely love this conversation. And I can just share what's been happening in the last few months. Like my career, I've been a flight attendant for 10 years.
Wow.
And like this, haven't worked since February 26th.
Right.
I could be in my bed depressed because I am not traveling around the world because I'm a passionate world traveler, right?
Right.
That's what I'm used to. I crave being in the plane and in my uniform and having my suitcase and seeing my colleagues. Like I could literally be using that as an excuse to be home and do nothing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Netflix all day.
Yeah, you could be doing nothing, but instead you decided, I'm going to empower people. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to make a difference. And, you know, good for you.
It was so much fun. By the way, if I'm inspiring you and empowering you, please let me know. Comment in the section, right?
Empower me. So I
love it. Well, likewise, right? So let me ask you about your events, right? You had the Women at Expo, and then you had your Empowering Women to Succeed, right? Am I correct?
So I've scaled back on some of this. So there were a ton of events going on. I've scaled back big time. So right now I'm only hosting the Toronto Women's Expo.
Yes.
We'll figure out when it's going to be. And thank you everyone for holding off. And then we've been doing a Wealth Summit in the fall. So I'm not sure if we're going to do anything or if I'll do something virtually or whatnot. So we'll figure that out. And as soon as we do, we will definitely let you guys know. So the Empowering Women to Succeed is just on the shelf right now. Unless we have like a whole bunch of people that are interested in sharing their stories, but those are longer stories. You know, they're about 8 to 12 pages. So they're nice, big, fat chapters. And yeah, so as far as the events go and the books go, everything's pretty scaled back and totally focused on real estate right now while we wait to see when we can host an event. I mean, we were ready to go, Jessica, right? It was literally 10 days before the event. So there wasn't much left to do.
I remember, I'm like, I can't be there. I think I was going on vacation, or it was not working with the dates, and I was like, oh, I wanted to be there and celebrate.
You'll plan for the next one then.
I'll make sure to be there on the next one. Right? On the plane, 50 minutes, and I'm there. But these events are incredible. They're incredible where I have been to a WEF Summit as well, but to have amazing people together in that environment, to have all the people that are doing the little trade tables, I'm not sure exactly.
Exhibitors, yeah.
And to have the speakers there, right? And that's how I met Miss Haley Patry, right? Which was my coach, and she was on the Women Empowerment.
Another beautiful soul, yes.
Shout out to Miss Haley. And, you know, hearing her speak, and then so many other incredible speakers, and most of them, it was a free event, right? Like, that's such a gift that you were giving to people, because, you know, not everybody can pay or have the funds, yet you're brought into such a powerful and positive environment and empowering, right? So thank you. I really publicly thank you for doing those events from everybody.
My pleasure. Thank you for attending all the way from Montreal. But you know what? It gives people an opportunity to meet other people that they could do business with, that could help them, that could direct them. You know, like one person can't, like, say me, for example, I can't possibly know everything or have every connection, but being able to provide a platform where there's so many different businesses and so many different types of connections, and even multiple people in the same businesses, you don't resonate with everybody, so you can find one that you do. You know, it's, to me, it's that mental income of being able to provide that for people where they have a place to go and meet people, whether it's online, because we do monthly virtual meetups, or in person. Right? I prefer in person because I like the the energy of people and meeting them face to face, right? And
Yes.
you don't always, I mean, with you, it's easy because you have so much amazing energy. It just,
Thank you.
goes off everywhere you go. But, you don't always get that same feeling when it's virtual or on the phone, for sure not. So it's really important to have that face to face if you can, if and where you can.
What's the importance of being able to give back? Like by you creating those events, like you said, this is your mental income. So what's the importance of doing that?
Well, one, it makes me feel really good. Right? It makes me feel good. That's the mental income. But it's also a business, right? So it should be generating funds.
Yes.
It's also a platform for people to connect, and they don't have a lot of platforms, right? And what we've built is something where people actually feel welcome. They feel like they should be there. Whereas I get a lot of feedback from people who say they've gone to so many different events and they never have that feeling. They have that feeling that, they don't belong, or they're just like, a little pin in a haystack, and they don't get that warm and fuzzy feeling like they should. They can connect with people, or that they're welcome, or that they're learning without pressure. A lot of events will have these very aggressive sales tactics from the stage, and we tend to shy away from that. Yes, the people on stage will have an offer. Absolutely, they'll have an offer, but they're delivering value the entire time, right? So even if you didn't buy their package, you're absorbing and gaining so much from listening to the speaker that you've still walked away with a ton of value.
Yes.
Right? And then being able to meet the exhibitors, or even have a 30-minute coaching session.
Yes.
Right? Like, have a coach's corner session. Go and meet with one of the coaches. And if you didn't get to meet with one, or you've already met with one, because we try to limit everybody to one live one,
Yes.
you can sign up with some of the other ones on their sign up sheet for them to call you after the event, and you can still have a call with them. Right? I mean, there's so many opportunities. There's networking through meals. There's networking in the trade show. There's learning from stage. There's networking and connecting and learning through the Coach's Corner experts. And even if they end up not being the person to help you, they're more than happy to refer you to somebody who can support you in whatever it is you're looking for. So there's just so much value. And then network with each other, right? So where, I've met some of the most amazing people who've been, speaking on my stage, or being in my books, or become clients in some way, or vice versa, just because I sat beside them at an event that I didn't want to go to. Right? So, and I get it. Like, you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I have to go to this event, or I don't want to go to this event.
Right.
But what happens when you do? You always get at least one incredible opportunity. I had a business partner for years. Why? Because one day when I decided I don't feel like going to an event, I went anyway. Right? And met this person. It was like, you know what? I need to work with this person, right? And vice versa. So, that led to a few years of an amazing partnership. So you, you just don't know.
Yeah, anyway. Right?
But you will always get one, at least one really good one, assuming you talk to somebody, right? At least the people beside you.
Smile. I don't think I've shared this story with you, but when you talked about the Coach's Corner, so I'm at the event with my best friend, and she's signing up to have her free 30 minutes coaching. and we're talking about value, right? So I'm telling myself I don't have enough value to sit in front of this amazing coach, professional person in their field, to sit there for 30 minutes where I can let somebody else take my spot. So I didn't sign up any 30-minute coaching that day.
Wow.
I didn't tell you this, huh?
No.
And then what happened is I had bought the book, The Empowering Women to Succeed. I'm not sure which volume. And I read Haley's story.
Wow.
And I'm home and I'm crying. And I remembered seeing her name and the coaches.
Right.
And said, I have to talk to that lady. And that's when I called her and got my 30 minutes.
Wow. Wow. And Haley is just so generous in giving. She will give it to you. Oh my God. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it's just like somebody that might have looked at me and be like, Jessica has all that self-confidence. She knows she's valuable, but yet I had sold myself that idea that I wasn't valuable enough to sit for that free 30 minutes at that time. And we're 3 years already. Yeah, September.
That's terrible self-sabotage talk.
Yeah.
Right? And you're not the only one doing it.
No.
So many, and they're thinking, I'll let someone else have that spot because I'm just wasting it.
What am I going to talk about, right? I love this conversation. Oh my God. A little bit more shout outs to Caro. Hello, Natalia. Hi, Marilyn. Hello, Stacy. Welcome everybody that's watching. Again, if you're watching live, type live in the comment section. Let us know what you love about this conversation. We're talking about value. We're talking about telling ourselves that we're not valuable enough. However, like you were saying before, every experience we went through in our lives was building us, was teaching us something.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talked about your events, and my question to you is how these women empowerment events that you created helped you in your real estate business now, or over the years.
Goodness. Okay, so most people, and that's a really great question, because most people, when they go into real estate or insurance or mortgage or any kind of position where you need to build relationships in order for people to know you, like you, trust you, to want to do business with you. An insurance guy isn't going to get a deal from somebody off the bat because they're going to be like, oh, it's an insurance guy, right? They're gonna, they want to get to know you. This is their money. This is their life. This is, an important part of some of the decision making they're making in their lives. So when people when people start off in that kind of business, they typically have no database, no list, no connections, no people to reach out to other than their business associates, if they have a job, right? Their friends, their neighbors. So usually their family, usually that's all they have to tap into, right? And when you start to build a network, whether you're doing what you're doing right now with interviews and you're gaining a following doing that, whether you are having meetups or virtual meetings on Zoom to network, hosting live events, when you're doing something where you're giving to people and you're providing some kind of platform for them to learn, to be entertained, to grow, to whatever, you're giving them somewhere to go to meet other people for whatever reason they want to meet them, right? You're giving them a platform, but not doing it in a way that doesn't have purpose or intent. You need to have purpose and intent. So, and that's part of like my 7 proven marketing strategies that I teach to people, is that you need to be able to collect information from people. So how are you doing that, right? How are you collecting info? How are you collecting their email address or their phone number and their name? How are you collecting this information? And then what are you doing with it once you've got it? How are you staying in touch with people? How are you following up with them? How are you trying to engage in business? And I don't mean engage in business by picking up the phone and trying to sell them something. That's not what I mean. I mean, how can I help you? How can I support you? Naturally, if they are like-minded, and not all are, they will offer back something. They'll want to help you. If they are grateful that you made a wonderful connection, or even that you attempted to make a connection, you were making an effort, even if you weren't able to find the right person, right? People appreciate the effort that you make, regardless of the results. When they see that you are going out of your way to try to help them, trust me, they'll almost go to the ends of the world and back to try to help you back. And like I said, not everybody, so don't get mad at the ones that don't, because not everybody's like-minded. You know, just write them off. That's it. It's not worth negative energy. But, you know, really appreciate, right, that you're helping them. Most people will want to help you back. Most people will want to see how they can help you. And it might not be direct. You know, they might not buy a house from me. They might not buy insurance from you. They might not buy, you know, or use you for their mortgage or whatever, right? But they'll be referring you, that's for sure. So when somebody else says, you know what, we're thinking about selling the house, we're not sure, you know, oh, I know someone amazing, call Randi. She can answer any questions that you have. No pressure, no obligation, just she's happy to help, right? And that's exactly what they're going to get, right? So building the rapport, so it's so important. It's a long explanation for an easy question, but
Oh, I love it.
it's so important to be doing something for others in order to build relationships with people so that you have more people that know you, like you, and trust you. So I was lucky that I had built all of this and I have an online following. I have a database. I have people who have been impacted. Thank you for sharing. And those people are the types of people, and I'm just using me as an example, right? But put yourself in my shoes and say, yeah, you know, you have all these people that know you, like you, and trust you for things that have nothing to do with your business, only because you're helpful or you connect them or whatever it is you were able to do for them. They already have this warm and fuzzy feeling about you. And now hopefully, if you stay front of mind with them, because you can't just go away for a few years and expect, well, why didn't you call me to sell your house, right? It doesn't work that way. You have to stay in touch with them. And it can be a lot of people to stay in touch with. So you got to, you know, divvy it out properly. But, you know, keep on that relationship, keep providing value, post things on social media that are educational, post things that are, you know, don't just be, you know, they use the 80-20 rule. Don't be selling 80% of the time, be selling 20% of the time. So share about your business 20% of the time. The rest of the time, be sharing value. So I'm posting positive quotes. I've been doing that for years. Every day at 7 o'clock in the morning, a post goes out. I share information on real estate. I share, you know, sometimes I share properties on real estate. Sometimes I'll just outright ask people if they know anybody, right? But that can't be all of your business. It cannot be all of your business. You have to be providing value. People don't want to be pitched, but when they get value from you, so even if you don't have an audience, you could be doing that, you know, posting on social media, but then interact. And I don't do it all the time. So people out there don't say, well, you don't do it all the time, right? Because there's not enough hours in the day, but because I'm doing so many things. But yeah, I try to reach out to people. But if you have time, when people like your post or comment on your post, and I always answer comments, always, always, always. There might be one or two I've missed, but I always answer comments. But even the people who like and love your posts, you could be reaching out to them. So if you have no list and nobody to reach out to, start interacting with those people. Because I'm telling you, those people you can start building a relationship with, and not just online. You're going to connect with them. You're going to private message them. You're going to ask them how they're doing. What can you do to support them? Offer anything depending on what business they're in. If you don't know and their profile doesn't say, ask them. You know, schedule a phone call, schedule a Zoom call, schedule something where you can start to build a relationship. And, you know, and from there, you will start to build a following, right? And have people to interact with. So it is super, I hope I explained how super important
I love
it
your
is.
cat's tail in the back that's wanting to be on camera too. Hello. Thank you. It was
Hurrying away.
absolutely perfect because, you know, from what we've talked about today, you know, not believing you're valuable, yet you are in so many ways. And there is a lot of creative ways to be valuable and to stay in touch and connected with people, right? So I think to summarize is find somebody that you look up to, or go to these events when they do start again, in-person events, or even like now everything's online. Find events and people that you admire or that you like what they do, and just ask, you know, if that person can't help you, I'm sure they can forward you to somebody that can, right? So yes. I love this conversation. We will be wrapping up in the next few minutes. It goes by so fast. I was trying to see what time it was. Okay, 37. Thank you. So what I'll do is I'll share the 2 quotes that I picked for today, and then I'll let you finish with the last few words. Before I do that, how can people reach you? What's the best way?
You can go to dreamhomeswithrandi.com, Randi with an I, or randigoodman.ca.
Beautiful. And it's also going to be posted on the Facebook group under the video for this week. We'll post the links as well if somebody forgot. All right. So you survived what you thought would break you. Now straighten that crown and move forward like a queen that you are. Because like I said, we all go through difficulties, right? And it's, you know, it's not like, oh, I had it worse or you had it worse. No, everybody is going to go through some stuff. That's it. And the second quote, I was listening to a podcast this week and I had to write down what she said because it was so powerful. Joyce Meyer, she said, your life can be pitiful or powerful, but can't be both. So give up on your self-pity and get on with your life.
Love it.
Love it, right? And don't get me wrong. I am not always in a powerful moment, right? You'll wake up this morning, I didn't want to wake up, or I'll have something happen. However, I choose not to stay in that pity stage, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Randi, let me hear what you'd like to close off this call. What do you think you want to share or what people want to hear? It's all yours.
Well, you know, on your point about not wanting to get up in the morning, so many people can just want to stay in bed all day. And let me tell you, sometimes you wake up and you're just like, it'd just be nice to like stay here all day. But if you don't put structure into your life and commitment, you are not going to achieve what you want. You know, I'm thinking, okay, so how are you going to pay the bills? And how are you going to pay this? And how are you going to pay that? If I lie in this bed all day, it's not going to happen. You know, at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, you want to go have a nap? Okay, but who's going to make those phone calls? Who's going to make it happen if you go and take that and go and take a break? Absolutely, right? But don't shut down for the day, right? You need to make sure that you're committed, structure yourself, have, you know, I don't want a structure. Like I don't want a timetable. I don't want something that tells me I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do this. But you find what works for you and what makes you most productive. and when you need your breaks and when you need to stop yourself to go and eat, because you need to be able to do that. So make sure that you're very mindful of what's happening and what you're doing, that you're not just sitting at the computer all day and not getting up and walking around, or not taking a break, or going and eating. You know, structure it so that you're motivated and excited to get out of bed and want to achieve the goals that you have. You know, put yourself, write them down, do whatever you have to do, speak to them in a recording, whatever it is you need to do to make it happen. You know, make sure that something you're doing is motivating you enough, that you're passionate enough about it, that you just want to jump out of bed in the morning. You can't wait. You even get up early to do it, and that you can't wait to get started, and that you don't want to stop at the end of the day, right? So that would be definitely one of them. And the other one would be valuing yourself, right? Really take a look, and it comes back to being mindful again, but really take a look at the experiences you've had in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, right? And what did I learn? What did I learn from that? What skills did I generate? You know, what kind of people did I meet? And if you need to, write those things down and really have a look at them, because sometimes we need a visual to look at in order to actually see how much we've done in our life. And we think, oh, I've done nothing, and all I did was raise my kids, and blah, blah, blah. You know, like these silly things, self-sabotaging things we say to ourselves. Write it down. You'll have no idea how much you've accomplished in your life until you actually write it down and look at it and go, wow, like, look at all these things. So get mindful, start valuing yourself, and and live your happiest, best, most passionate life.
I love it. I love it. And I want to add, when you start, believing that you're valuable, you can add a lot of value in people's lives, and that helps you to get up in the morning, because you're like, I have to do this. People are expecting me now, you know, and it's so amazing. It gives you power in your life, right? And at the end of the day, I always say this, my friends will say, oh my God, she's saying all the time, we never know when our last day on this earth is.
Right.
So make today the most powerful, valuable day, and go have fun and love and laugh, and oh my God, I love this. Thank you so much, Randi.
Thank you, honey.
And I will say, after discussion with Randi, we will have a part 2, because I found that we had a lot of things I wanted to cover, and 35 minutes was not enough. So we will have a part 2. I don't have the exact date yet, but we'll have a part 2, and I want to cover the books, all the projects that Randi has put together, and again, touched so many lives, right? So I want to have a part 2, and I will keep you updated when that will happen. So thanks again. Such a pleasure, and I'm excited for part 2.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for having me on. I just love you. You're just such a sweetheart. So thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to comment. Do I have any more? Oh, Alain says, I loved what you shared, ladies. I felt connected today. Love you, Alain. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're watching live, press live. If you're watching replay, let us know in the comments, and I'll post everything in the Facebook group. Don't forget to add Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB. Thank you all. Have an amazing day.
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please share with the people that you love and care about. Jessica DSB.